Once upon a time, a very long drought hung over a faraway village. The sun beat down on cracked earth, wells had shrunk to mere memories, and the crops in the fields had long since bowed their heads in defeat. Every path winding into the hills was just a ribbon of dry, dusty ground. One afternoon, the tribal chief stood before the simple wooden chapel and called out to his people. "Come," he said, raising his hands. "We will go together and pray to God for rain." The villagers gathered, their faces tired and etched with worry. They brought empty pots and scarves to cover their heads from the relentless sun. Faith was a heavy thing in that room, their whispered words trembling like leaves waiting for a wind that never came. "If only the skies would hear us," one person whispered. "We have nothing left to sow, even if it does rain," sighed another. Just as they were about to begin, a small figure appeared in the doorway. It was a little boy, and clutched tightly in his hand was a bright, colorful umbrella. The chief, puzzled but with a gentle smile, asked, "Little one, why do you carry an umbrella in this dry season?" The boy looked up, his eyes wide and earnest. "Chief, I carry this because I am ready. When the Lord answers our prayers, I want to be ready to open it." A quiet ripple of smiles passed through the chapel. The umbrella seemed so small, almost silly against the vast, unrelenting drought, but it shone with a powerful hope. The chief bowed his head and said, "Let us pray." They prayed with joined hands and voices rising as one. They prayed with humility, with pounding hearts and whispered promises. And as they prayed, the chapel felt fuller than it had before. Suddenly, a low rumble echoed in the distance, like an answering drum. Someone near the window gasped, "Clouds, there are clouds." The sky, which had been pale and empty for so long, began to darken. A moment later, the first cool drops of rain began to fall. Laughter and cheers rose like a tide, washing over the village. But the little boy didn't dance or shout. He simply opened his umbrella, stood quietly beneath it, and watched as the rain beaded on the fabric and ran down its ribs. The chief watched him and then turned to the crowd, his voice soft but clear. "Faith prays," he said, "but faith also prepares." The villagers understood. True faith isn't just about asking, it's about readying your heart and your hands for the miracle you hope will come. That small umbrella was more than just cloth and metal. It was a powerful act of belief that the world could change. It taught them all a simple, profound lesson. When you pray for rain, don't forget to bring your umbrella. Thanks for watching.